Okay, I don't think the audio recorded on my first clip. I'm gonna get bookshelves back here. I just have a stack of books. But I'm in my cozy pajamas because it is about time for Monday Night Football. I am just hanging out on my couch and I'm getting ready to watch the Eagles game. But I am reading. I'm reading one of my 5-star predictions, as I was supposed to do in this video. I swear, like, I get scared of 5-star predictions. Like, I don't know what it is, but I am, spoiler alert, really enjoying this book. So I actually got to read about a chapter of this during class today because my Monday and Wednesday classes are like infuriating. Nothing happens. And I get let out early. It's a whole thing. The chapters are long in this book, but I really like this book. Like, I totally get the comparisons to We Spread because, like, it is the same kind of, like, main character, I would say. Like, Vesta is very similar to the main character in We Spread. I don't remember her name. Apologies. But in this one, the setup is so different. This one, our main character, Vesta, finds a note in the woods while she's walking her dog, and it says, her name was Magda. Nobody will ever know who killed her. It wasn't me. Here's her dead body. And there's no dead body, by the way. like, let me just be clear. There is no body to be found. And basically the whole story of this book is just Vesta, our main character, just like ruminating and thinking about Magda and Magda's life and what she must have been like and what happened to her. And it's just her thinking about this note, and like it causes her to spiral in all sorts of different directions. So there's not a lot of like actual things going on. It's a lot of just like her thinking of things, which I really enjoy. Like, I really like the kind of like introspective, meandering writing style. I think I said before, this is my first Otessa Moshvig. I don't know how to say that last name. Apologies. And I'm really fucking excited about it because it's really good. So, like I said, I'm gonna put on the football game soon. One thing about me is football season is also reading season because I love reading during commercial breaks. I love reading during halftime. It is when I get a lot of reading done. What is in the court? Okay. I was like, who is here? I do get a lot of reading done during football games when I'm not on the phone with my parents, because my parents and I do have like a football date when we watch the Eagles sometimes. So we do watch it together, but I don't think we're doing that tonight. But I'm very excited to read more of my bookity book, watch my football game, because it's like my 2 favorite things. My mic has been really temperamental lately and it's really causing me issues. I also have nothing else to say about today. It's almost my birthday. We are T-minus 5 days until the day of my birth. Hi friends. It's been a minute. I don't know when the last time I vlogged was, to be honest, but I'm continuing this vlog because I'm having a problem right now. I'm having a problem with my computer and Premiere. That's what I used to edit. I use Adobe Premiere, and yeah, so I can't edit for a while, so I'm just like extending this vlog. I hope you're okay with it. My birthday has passed, so I am 21 now. 21, so time to drink on camera. And I didn't want to vlog on my birthday because I don't really like doing that. But it's a couple days later, so it's the start of October. I did finish a book, and I'm started a book and I want to start another book, so let's talk about it. So last night I finished The Winners and it destroyed me. I was like, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, and then I was crying. I was crying a lot. Just like the number, if you mention the number 16 to me, like I will start bawling crying. I love this book. I love the series with like every fiber of my being, and now I follow Frederick Bachman on Instagram, and I didn't before and I don't know why, but he is just like, I love him. And he said this, he wrote this like it was like his last book he was gonna write, and I was like, if this was the last book you ever wrote, like, man, would you go out with a bang. Bang, bang. But I would die. I would die if I had no more Frederick Bachman to read. I have one more of his books left to read, but there are no new ones coming out so far. Like, he's just writing. So what do? I don't know. Give it 5 stars. 5-star prediction, gave it 5 stars. So far, we're 2 for 2. So I also started my audiobook for Clytemnestra, and I'm 10% into it. I started last night, so I'm not like super far through it. I was like listening to it during halftime of the game last night, and have I talked about football in this vlog? When it's football season, all I talk about is football. I don't know, not much has happened, so I don't have anything to report. We're starting kind of with like teenage Clytemnestra, which like is interesting. I don't really know how old she's supposed to be in Agamemnon. I'm assuming young, like on the younger side, because she probably got married young, because that seems like the practice. But then again, it was like 9 years after she's like the Trojan War, so like I don't know, or not 9 years after the Trojan War, right after the Trojan War. It had been like 9 years since she saw her husband. Anyway, so yeah, it's like giving origin story, which I'm excited about. Like I have some familiarity with other characters in the whole Greek universe, but not a lot. So I know the Orestes trilogy pretty down pat, but other stuff I'm like, yeah. But I'm interested like to see like kind of what take this book has on certain things. Like it seems to be taking quite a, I don't want to say feminist because I think it's true. And that seems like it's a skewed perspective. Like it's interesting how they're talking about like different relationships within the Greek gods and goddesses and whatever, and how they're being very like blatant about the fact that like a lot of these men are abusing their power, and that's how a lot of these kids were born, and that's how a lot of their relationships started. And so yeah, so it's not great. But it's really like interesting when it's actually talking about that, which I don't feel like is talked about a lot. I don't know. I'm not a fucking Greek studies major, so I don't know. So I have started that. I'm 10% into it, but I need a physical book to read because I've been doing some homework and I did some laundry, but I have nothing really to do. I swear, I am like the most busy person sometimes, and then sometimes I'm like, I'm bored. It's hilarious. Anyway, so I want to physically read something, and I have Modern Lovers here, which I picked up because it was like $1 on Pango. Love Pango for the deals. But this is a book I put on my 5-star predictions because it was comped to Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I love that book. And I have given Emma Straub not all of her books 5 stars, RIP The Vacationers, but I have given a lot of her books 5 stars. But I do like think I will like it. But I think it's about just like former college friends and former college bandmates Elizabeth, Andrew, and Zoe have watched one another marry, buy real estate, and start businesses and families, all while trying to hold their identities of their youth. So I think it's just about growing up, which is great because I'm 21 now, so I get it. I'm in my 20s. Yeah, and I have the audiobook out from my library so I can read and listen, which is what I'm gonna do for the next 20 minutes. So we're gonna do that. I have to leave soon. Check in with you later. Hi friends. I did just realize that my readathon is next week, so I kind of have to finish these books soon. But anyway, hi. It's Thursday. I don't know if I tell you what day it is. I genuinely have no idea. I've been reading Modern Lovers, and I'm not very far through it, I gotta be honest. 30% through it. And what do I have to say about this book? Well, let me give you a synopsis. So basically this is a multi-generational, multi-perspective story. It is mostly centering around this family who the mother and father were in a band when they were in college, and their band didn't really blow up, but they had this one song that like one of their bandmates took, not like without permission or anything, but just like took and made it this big hit. And now they're being approached to sell the rights to the song and sell the rights to like their life rights. I don't know how this stuff works for this singer who like died tragically's biopic. And so that's going on with them. Their other friend who, they're also like in their 40s and they're like finding themselves, I don't know. It's weird. Their other friend, who is also in the band, is getting a divorce from her wife, who she like owns a restaurant with. And her daughter is graduating high school, and she is like, I'm not doing college. I don't know what I'm doing. And she's kind of a little dick. And then the main couple also have a son who's like interested in the daughter of the, you know. Anyway, there's a couple things I want to say about this book. One is I don't know why this was compared to Cleopatra and Frankenstein, except like the narrative style. Like the narrative style is similar. I want to say, see, now I think I don't remember for sure, but I want to say that what the fuck am I saying? I want to say that Cleopatra and Frankenstein was written in 3rd person limited, but I'm not sure. This is 3rd person limited, and we just like go chapter by chapter with different characters. I wouldn't say the characters are at all similar. Like, I don't know why this was comped. I don't know if this is like a popular book. I want to say that it's like Emma Straub's most popular book, but I also like after reading like a third of it. I don't know why. So that's weird. Like they're in their 40s, like the main cast of characters, and then there's like the teen cast of characters. And so it's not giving Cleopatra and Frankenstein. And the whole world of that is so different than this. Like they're just like in, I guess it's in New York. They're in like one of the characters is like a real estate agent, and like she's just talking about houses that she's selling. I don't know. The other thing is it is reminding me of The Vacationers, and I didn't love The Vacationers. So that's upsetting because I was like, oh, The Vacationers was a fluke. It was a fluke, I tell you. And I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't, and this is actually bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's not doing it for me. Like, I'm so curious. This came out in 2016. That makes sense. I feel that. I feel like it's giving me last season of How I Met Your Mother vibes. But I think All Adults Here came out 2021 or something, and that book is so good. That book takes this concept of her doing like these like character in the family has a perspective and people are growing up and whatever. That takes that idea and like makes it so good. This is now the third time I've read an Emma Straw book doing that same exact concept, and it's just kind of like stale. like it's not anything new, and I don't know. I just don't think it's for me, to be honest. I'm not really finding a good reason to read it. Unlike my other 5-star predictions in this video where I was like, very excited to pick up the book, very excited to keep reading, and I read them as quickly as I could given my current schedule. But this one, I just like, it's been sitting on my bedside table. I haven't been taking it with me to school or anything, like, so I don't know if this is just not the kind of like as quirky and interesting as it might have been in 2016. I just think there are better books out there. Am I gonna DNF it? See, if I DNF it, I can start a different book from my list, and like that would be really fun. I also bought this book. This is why I don't buy books that I haven't read. Can we see why I don't haul books often? Because this happens. I might DNF it because I'm not finding a good reason to read it other than for this video, to be honest. We're gonna DNF it. What are we gonna read next? Okay, I'm gonna read more of Clytemnestra. I haven't read more than the 10% that I read before, so don't have an update on that. Okay, so my main focus now is going to be finishing the Clytemnestra audiobook. I am going to listen to it while I do my little commute to and from, well, not really from class, but to class today, and get some listening in, and I will give you a better update on how I'm feeling about that book. A little bit of a jump scare. My hair's different. It's been a couple weeks since I started this vlog, but I want to read one more book for this video. So I am going to read A Darker Shade of Magic because this was on my list. So I have the audiobook out from my library, and I'm going to start this now. Hi friends. So I am over 50% into A Darker Shade of Magic, so I can give you a little bit of a synopsis. Because I don't think I gave a synopsis in my video. I am reading A Darker Shade of Magic. I was honestly kind of confused for the first like 30%. I was like, so much is happening. I need someone to like sit me down and like tell me what's going on. But I'm 53% in now. I actually know what's up. And like there's a plot about to happen. I feel like I was just getting a lot of backstory and a lot of like setup, and I was like, what is this setting up? I'm confused. With that being said, we have our main character, Kel. KL, and he's like a mysterious guy. He's like kind of like got an interesting past. He is one of the very few, very selective people who is able to travel between the Londons, which are these parallel dimensions kind of London, these parallel worlds. They described it like a piece of paper, which is giving me like Stranger Things, that they're like on top of one another. Anyway, because there's red London, there's gray London, white London, and there's black London. So gray London is basically like our world, like we don't know magic, we don't know shit like that. But black London got like destroyed because of its magic. Like it got too greedy, I guess. And then the other two have magic. He meets Lila. Is that her name? Lila, who's this like thief, bandit, pirate kind of gal, and she steals something from him, and they end up going on a quest together to get this thing back and like to its rightful place. I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it now that I know what's going on. And I also found a new game to play while I listened to my audiobook, because what was I playing before? I don't know. I'm playing Two Dots again, which is really fun. I'm stuck on a level right now though. So I'm playing that. This is not sponsored. Yeah, and it's my day off. So I'm hoping to finish this book today. I feel like I got through that 50% really fast. Yeah, I have less than 2 hours of listening time left. So I'm going to get back to listening to that, playing my little games, and hanging out. Okay, my friends, so I have finished A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm giving it 3 stars. I'm curious, like, I don't really remember what I said in that video, like why I thought I was gonna give this 5 stars, other than the fact that I was like very ambitious, but like it's very clear to me now. Like I don't like a lot of high fantasies. Like, it's very hard for me to like one, especially series, but I typically like urban fantasies and I like standalone fantasies. And this had, I guess, like the only thing I can think of is like this parallel universe kind of world, and had this kind of portal magic vibe going on, which I do really enjoy, like portal magic in general, but like I didn't love it. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't find the characters very intriguing. I wasn't that excited about like the plot lines and the different stories and the different like who's the bad guy and like what are we fighting against, and like I don't know. I also like, I don't know if V.E. Schwab's like adult books work for me. Like, that's another thing I'm thinking about a lot, because the only book that I've read by them that I really enjoyed was like Addie LaRue, and that's like a standalone fantasy. Ow, I'm getting so passionate. That's a standalone fantasy, and we already know that I like standalone fantasies rather than series. And I didn't like Vicious that much. I didn't like this that much. I read their middle grade, which I thought was good, but I didn't like their young adult. Like, I just don't know if V.E. Schwab like works for me as an author, which I feel like stupid saying, because I know they're such like a beloved author and like they have such a like cult following, but I just don't think like their stories, their characters are ones that intrigue me, and I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. So I read Death in Her Hands, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I read The Winners, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I read Modern Lovers, which I DNF'd. I read Cleopatra, which I also DNF'd. And then I read Darker Shade of Magic, which I gave 3 stars. So in terms of how I succeeded, whether or not I succeeded in my 5-star predictions, I got 2 of them. I'm like contemplating my life decisions, and like I didn't even put the winners in that video. So out of the original video that I made, the books that I have left to read of my 5-star predictions, so I do have 5 more 5-star predictions I still haven't read. Maybe I'll do another iteration of this video and read those 5-star predictions, or I'll just read them whenever. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good for me. I think next time I do a 5-star predictions video, like where I sit down and go through my 5-star predictions, I think we're gonna have like a real, like, if I don't rate these 5 stars, I'm gonna have to do something drastic. I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something, because what do I like to read? Nothing at this point. That is all for this reading vlog. I do hope you enjoyed it. It kind of was very chaotic because it took me a long time to film because I haven't been reading that much, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you will stay tuned for more reading vlogs and other fun videos in the future. And with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to all these things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!